All right, I'm gonna hit the go live button.
Okay.
All right, it looks like we are live. We've got about a 30-second delay, so it always takes a minute for us to see. I need to turn all my phones off here.
I know, I was thinking the same thing. I need to make sure all of my stuff's turned off.
So we don't get any weird echoes. Perfect. Well, hi friends. Once again, it's Lea and Heather together. Ooh, lots of people are already here.
I know, I'm catching up on those comments already. You guys are ready for us.
All right, looks like we have a lot of people who have gotten snow, and I am in the same boat. We just got dumped on today.
I don't know if mine shows out my window. We got a bunch. We had a white Christmas in Washington, which only happens like once in a blue moon.
That's amazing. We did not have a white Christmas in Minnesota. It only started snowing yesterday.
You probably always get them. So
we do. So it was, yeah, very true.
Get super excited. And then it got really cold, which I don't know if I woke up yesterday morning to 3 degrees, which yeah,
that's cold. And I think that is traveling our way, because I think on New Year's Day, our high is 0.
Yeah. In Wyoming, I was used to that. Washington with like 93% humidity, not so much.
Right.
Skip that.
All right. Hi, friends. Man, we got people from everywhere. I see a fellow Minnesotan who is doing the burr because it is pretty chilly here. And then, of course, it's 80 degrees in Texas.
Yeah.
That's where my in-laws, and we were talking to them today, and they're like, it's hot.
Lori's asking how much. I'm guessing she means how much snow, which for us, they said 2 to 9 inches, which was a really wide range, and we ended up with 12. And then we got a little more last night. And I think we're supposed to get more tonight and tomorrow night. So crazy, lots for here. Yours is probably just a little so far.
Yeah, probably like 6 inches or so.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's beautiful. We got that pretty snow, like the softly falling. It was the pretty stuff.
Lori, I wear more layers when I'm not doing a live, but I found when I'm in here and I close the doors, and we always keep the heat in our house too high, but it like stifles in this room. So it gets really hot, and then the lights, and then if the sun shines in the window, I'm just cooking. So the lives, I'm wearing a t-shirt. As soon as this is over, that sweatshirt's going back on.
That's funny. I know I am in a long sleeve shirt, but they're rolled up, as you can see, because I get hot doing lives as well.
Yeah.
All right. Well, it's our final live of 2021, friends.
Yay.
And we are going to be using the same products again and just kind of doing our own thing.
Yes. Old and new. One newer, one older.
Yeah.
Your fan club in the back.
Yeah, that's my little fan club. She's angry because my husband left. All right. Heather, do you want to go over giveaways?
Yes, we can go ahead and do that. So first of all, if you're new and this is your first live, you're getting a bonus with getting us both together. Usually we alternate in the week. But please let us know you're new. Leave a comment there and we'll watch for those. We like to wave and say hello. I don't think we have a moderator today. Kinnery's back home and it's kind of the middle of the night for her. So I think she's in bed already. But we do have all of our supplies listed in the description. So we'll try and kind of name them as we go. But if you miss anything, they're all there that you can refer to now or afterwards. And if you have any questions, especially if we don't have a moderator, leave lots of those. If we miss them, leave them again, because we'll kind of try and take turns watching and keeping an eye on those. And I see one newbie already there. Gail, welcome.
Welcome, Gail.
And LJ, I don't have LJ.
Welcome to LJ.
Yes, so we'll stick with LJ because I'll probably make a mess of your last name if I try and pronounce that. So leave lots of those comments, because Lea and I will each pick a $15 gift card winner as it goes through. We'll kind of do one towards the middle and one at the end. And all of those count as an entry. Also, if you have somewhere that you can share this, whether it's in a message or email to a friend or in a group, please go ahead and do that and let us know another comment, and then we know it's another entry. And I see a few new, Gwen and Susan and Diane second time, and then Sharon
and Vanessa. Lots of newbies. Welcome. We're so happy you found us.
Another Amy. Yay. So that makes it kind of fun for the last one of the year. right. Anything else? Did I need anything else? I lost my place.
I don't think so.
No. Oh, the like button. Click the like button if you can. That helps kind of get it out for more people. I think our email and everything went out as it should have today. So
finally,
hopefully, yeah. It's lovely when technology works.
Gotta love it.
And Stephanie, another newbie, and Amy. And whoever said you can run amok without a moderator. No, you can't.
No.
I'm just kidding. I know you wouldn't.
We still have control over the comments.
And Deborah and Karen, oh my goodness, this has to be kind of a record of you.
That's awesome. I know. I love it.
Very exciting. Cool.
Well, should we flip our cameras around and get going?
I think we should.
All right.
All right. My stuff out. And I've got like the two main things that we're both using, and then everything else, I don't know what overlaps and what doesn't, because
yeah, for sure.
We're doing our own thing. Why don't you talk about the sets?
All right, so we are focusing today on kind of a newer item and then a previously released item and freshening up that previously released item. So we are going to use the Happy Blooms frame, which is a cling stamp, which also has a coordinating layering stencil set and a coordinating die set. But rather than use one of the two sentiments that come with it, we thought that the sentiments from the brand new Always Uplifting sentiment set would go perfect with that really pretty and whimsical frame. So we are going to pair these two product sets together.
And someone's mentioning the sale. So this one will be eligible, the Happy Blooms frame, for the discount. Yep. This one's still new, so it's not, but it's still a really great set.
Eligible for a sale, not eligible for sale. But you can always combine stuff in your orders, and when you put the discount code in, it will discount whatever in your cart is eligible. Yes. And Debbie, I'm actually not in Houston. I work remotely from Minneapolis, Minnesota.
We're all over the place.
We are. All right. So I'm going to heat emboss my frame first today. What are you going to do?
I'm going to use detail black ink, but since I didn't do it ahead and I don't want to heat set it, I'm going to stamp with licorice and leave it lined up in my MISTI so that I can re-stamp with detail black at the ink at the end and not worry about smearing my project.
It's a good technique.
Yes.
Oh, speaking of, I got to think about that. So these are cling stamps. So of course, if you're using a stamping platform, you got to pull that foam piece out because
pretty sure I forget that every single
time. I know. I start to get it all set up and then I'm like, oh wait, Leah, it's not going to work. And so then you just place the stamp in there without that foam sheet. Now this is a pop-out stamp, a version of one. So you'll see we've got the sentiments that pop apart and then the frame. And I think both Heather and I are just using that pretty frame today.
Yes. Yep.
Perfect. Looks like a lot of people have already taken advantage of the sale and are excited for their new Pinkfresh Studio goodies to get to them. So that's exciting.
Great time of the year, right after Christmas. And
I know, right? All the good sales that are going on.
Mm-hmm.
All right, since I'm heat embossing mine, I'm going to prep my cardstock with an anti-static powder tool.
I don't have to do that. I feel like there we go. I feel like the lid of my MISTI is all frozen and bowed outwards, so I'm having to push nice and hard to get it all in there. That's okay.
That's not good. That's like I have to, now that it's cold here, I have to kind of gunk my liquid glue. It seems now every single time I go to use it. It's kind of interesting.
I noticed that just a little bit ago too. I went to glue something and I hadn't noticed that before, but now that you mention it, I bet that has something to do with it.
Yeah, because mine sits right next to a window, so I think it gets a little cold.
You know what? I have not used this set yet, and it is so pretty. And
it is, and it's super delicate and dainty. I just love it.
I stamped this in licorice and I was planning detail black and I might still, but that licorice isn't that bad either. It's a fairly dark color. I might end up just using it that, but I'm going to leave it in there just in case because I might change my mind. But
nice. I'm going to stamp this a couple more times just because I never get a very good impression with embossing ink the first time around. I think it's because I can't see what I'm doing.
It's invisible.
It's invisible and I can't see it.
It's like a crazy trust exercise.
Right?
Stencils. All right. I think I'm just going to go in order. I'm going to kind of get ready to stencil here because
perfect.
I think I have some later stenciling. So while you heat emboss.
Yeah. All right, I feel like this side is not giving me as good of a stamp impression, so I'm going to stamp it one more time. Might be that it's too close to the side, so I'm going to press extra hard on this side. There we go. Got it.
Your Misty's cold too, like mine, huh?
I know, right? And then I'm not too worried about the edges because I typically get those trimmed off when I go to die cut it. All right, so I'm going to wipe this down. Thanks to for everybody that is just joining us. No worries that you're late. We're basically just getting started.
There we go. That first stencil lined up. And I'm going with fairly traditional colors. Lea is going to do some different.
Imagine that. I'm just going to start covered in some embossing powder here. And this always takes me a little time because it's a bigger image. I actually have to see all the places that I need to add powder.
That's true. And gold, of course.
Yep, it's got to be gold.
Can't go wrong there.
Nope.
I'm going to check comments real quick.
I'm
glad. Thank you, Vicki.
I just noticed that one too.
Same comment. We like them too.
It's pretty fun. We think it's fun.
Mm-hmm.
For sure.
Can't do them every time because we try and hit the 2 lives most of the time, but for holiday weeks like this, it's really good. Oh, and Susan, about heat foiling first like embossing, you have to because there's no way to line up that hot foil over a stenciled image. So if you're going to hot foil and stencil, always hot foil first.
Yeah. Yep. Hot foil plates are solid in nature. So sorry about that. My dog is going crazy. So you definitely have to foil first. Now, heat embossing, you can do either way, but all right, I'm going to get a little loud for a minute.
Go for it. And we'll see if you can still hear me while it silences Lea a little bit. I'm doing one of Leah's usual tricks, and I stenciled nice and soft over most of it. And then I'm kind of condensing the color at the base of each of these little leaf sections just to get a little more interest and variation in them. It's kind of a trick that I've seen Lea do lots. And so I thought it'd be kind of fun to employ that on mine too. Oh, Amy, blending brushes. You're going to love them. I don't even know what brand you got, but I feel like I've had great luck with so many of them. And that's probably why I have so many, because I do a lot of ink blending and blending brushes. I feel like I always struggled with foam, and then I got blending brushes and ink blending took on a whole new level. All right. Oh, yes, the colors I'm using. And the colors, I mentioned this before, if you came late, all of our supplies, including our ink colors and all the sets we're using, are all linked in the description. There's Leah's supply list is at the top and then mine's at the bottom. So you can refer to those, but I used Grassy Knoll for my first color there.
Thanks for doing that while I was doing that. The embossing powder that I'm using, Catherine, is Brutus Monroe Gilded, which is my favorite gold embossing powder. making sure that this looks like it is.
And Roxanne, today's project, we're both using the Happy Blooms frame stamp set and then a similar or the same sentiment set. And then who knows what else after that. So,
Yep, absolutely. Okay, now I have to make sure that I get this lined up the correct way with the stencils.
and I feel like this one's just one you just kind of have to wiggle around and play until you get it lined up the best
Yeah,
way.
I just want to make sure I have it flipped the right way, I think is my
There's that too.
my main thing. Okay,
Yeah.
so I put the numbers to the right. This is the way it needs to be. Perfect. All right.
You're doing yours horizontal and I'm doing mine vertical. Ha.
I am.
I was like, the numbers to the right. What? I had to look.
That's just for me.
Laura, this is the Happy Blooms frame. I have the stamp still lined up in my Misty, but that's the packaging for it and the coordinating stencils.
All righty. So I'm going to get stenciling here in just a minute. So as Heather mentioned, she is going to do more traditional colors and I am not. So my leaves are going to be blue on this card. So it's going to be a little kind of a wintry feeling card when all is said and done. And I am just going to get it lined up with the embossed image and then can start blending away.
And I'm on stencil too. I'm just going through in order. All of these.
Sorry that my dog is a little barky. She doesn't deal well when somebody leaves her in like midday. And my husband had an appointment, so she's not a happy camper right now. She does not like being left behind.
She wanted to go to the appointment.
She did. She's a busybody. She really is. All right, so my first set of leaves are going to be in Slumber, which is one of our lighter shades of blue. Amy, you can use blending brushes with any ink as long as you wash in between. You don't want to combine like your dye ink. You don't want to, so here's what am I trying to say? You don't want to get like a hybrid or a pigment ink into your dye inks because it can ruin them. So if you only have one set of blending brushes, you want to clean in between different types of ink. Now, if it's all dye ink, it's fine. You can just use them all together. But you definitely want to, if you have multiple types of ink between like dye ink and hybrid ink and pigment ink, you'll either might want a set for each type or you're going to need to clean in between. So hopefully that makes sense.
I'm going to have to open my next thing of Post-it tape here.
I know I'm almost at the end of mine.
I buy that in somewhat bulk.
I do too.
You just can't run
All
out of
the
that.
things that we buy in bulk. Like for me, I buy Hammermill cardstock in bulk.
Oh man, yes. You buy it even more in bulk than I do. I think I have
buy them in the boxes.
I think I have 2 reams right now, which for me is a lot. But I found when I was getting it on Amazon, it was on Subscribe and Save. So I subscribed and saved for a while, and I got a lot of stuff.
Ooh, that's awesome.
All right, I'm gonna grab my other Post-it tape just because I'm feeling scared.
Right. So I'm done with the first stencil, and I am just cleaning it off right now with a dry lint-free cloth. And then when the live is over, I will spritz each stencil down with a little bit of rubbing alcohol and then clean it completely that way. Whoa.
Someone asked about new ink colors. They are happening in 2022, not at the beginning. I'm guessing more towards the middle of the year.
Yeah, probably middle. Well, the hope is the middle of the year, but you never know. It could be more. It just depends on how long, supply chain stuff takes. in there because we know how long it took us to get our restocks. So
that was inkier bad, yeah.
So sometime in 2022 is what we're going to say.
Right.
But definitely not early 2022.
Don't start looking in January.
No, definitely not.
Okay. I said it while you were heat embossing, but I'm doing your trick of a little bit deeper on some of the base areas of these flowers.
Ooh, perfect.
I learned that from you.
Thank you. I probably learned that from someone else.
Probably.
All right.
We all do
These
that.
little tiny tykes take a little bit more to get lined up, don't they?
They do. And with all, they're a little whimsical. So
yeah, right.
The perfectionism kicks in and you want to try and line them up perfect, but that's not even how they're meant to be. So
that's
it's okay.
true. They're not.
But your brain has to be convinced of that.
I know, right? Okay, so my next set of leaves I'm ink blending in Storm, which is not the same. It's not the same blue family as Slumber, which is what I just used, but they look really nice together. Oh, well, it looks like Candy is going to be up here in my neck of the woods this weekend. I think it's going to be really cold, Candy. I'm sorry, but just be prepared. Have lots of layers.
Someone must have asked about a favorite ink color because someone's saying there's no moderator, but I saw Lori say something about coral reef. So if you're asking about her favorite ink color, yes, but you will notice
coral reef.
We're both not using it today.
We're not. I know we had a little discussion is like, so are we going to arm wrestle for coral reef?
And then I was like, no, it's okay. You can have it. And then when
I'm like, I'm not going to use it.
And by then I already had a different color thing going on in my head. So I was like, well, we'll just both not use it. It'll be good.
That's good.
Welcome, Sabine. No problem being late. We're glad you're here. First time.
Welcome. Glad you found us. Of course, if you missed the first part of this, we're not too far in, but it will be available for replay not too long after the live ends.
And since you came in late, all of the supplies are linked in the description, both for now and replay. So you should be able to check those out because we don't have a moderator today. So we're watching comments and
doing our best anyway. All right. So I feel like it doesn't even seem like I've done very much, but I've got my first 2 stencils done here. Oh, Missy. She is on fire today, isn't she? All right. So now we get into the flowers. And so here's one thing I want to mention about the flowers in this set and the stencils is it's probably within your best interest to make sure that you're using complementary colors with the flowers, just because the stencils kind of have details for everything in it. Don't you?
Yes.
Does that make sense?
Or plan on doing some masking for the overlap because actually it's only the final floral. I'm on my second floral. I'm just finishing. So it's only the final one that overlaps. So you can, if you get to that point and decide, oh, that
do
one
some masking on that final one. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, so for my first layer of flowers, I'm going to use bubble gum. Oh, thank you, Anne. That's very sweet. She said, we're awesome.
Any new mini slimline products? I'm trying to rack my brain. I don't know if there's anything specific.
I don't think we have anything specific coming up, actually.
But so many of them work on mini slimlines. So.
Yeah, exactly. Like we'll have a lot of product releasing that can absolutely be used on a mini slimline. It's not specific, but
yeah. Okay, and I'm on my last layer. So this is the only one. It's pretty much the centers of some of the pink flowers are the only part that overlaps.
Okay, good to know. It's been a while since I've used this set and I was kind of looking through the stencils and I'm like, okay, so some of these overlap a little.
Well, and I hadn't used it at all. So I took the time to really look and think about it before I picked my colors just for that reason. Because I knew I'd probably
sometimes that happens.
Yes. So I've done that before where I start going and one of the layers is like leaves in the center and then I go green in the middle of a pink flower and I'm like,
I know,
"Ooh,
right? And it's like, oh, dang.
I didn't mean to do that."
I did not mean to do that. But it's how we do that because we feel like they're far enough away from one another, and it makes it so you don't have to have like this one stencil for like two tiny little flower middles.
Yeah. And then that makes the cost of them go up too. So
Yeah.
it's a little more cost effective for.
Exactly. Looks like Laura Roddick got a bunch of new foil colors. So that's super exciting.
I just did too.
Did you? I've been kind of collecting them.
Yeah, that was right before I did the live with the opal because I hadn't even used that one and I'm addicted to that one now. Okay.
So Jackie asked if either of us have a list of our favorite color combinations, and I don't really think I do.
I don't really, I just, one thing I suggest is doing swatches because I'll just sit and look when I look at a set. And then another really great reference, I'm doing different, but it's the back of the packaging. A lot of times when you're stuck on colors, there's some really great ideas on there too.
Definitely.
Glass mat.
Debbie, our glass mat.
Yeah, go for it.
We're both seeing that. This is the We Are Memory Keepers glass mat. It is the one that measures 16 by 22. I think back in the day, we got ours on like HSN or QVC or something like that, but I don't know that they have them anymore. But you can find them. I believe scrapbook.com has them. I believe Joann's might have them. So definitely, and I believe Amazon probably carries them too.
And the ink pad holder, we do not sell that, but you can find it at the ink. In fact, look, I just turned it over and there's a website right on the back of it.
Whoa, look at that.
How many times have we been asked that?
I
never looked. Well, there you go. Now you know. We could have done that all this time. So handy. All right.
Sherry, our next release is in mid-January.
Yes.
Okay, so my next stencil, I'm on stencil 4 of the 5, so I only have 2 left. And I am going to ink blend this one up in Raspberry Bliss.
And now that you're done, I'm ready for my final reveal.
Ooh, let's see it
for that moment.
Ooh, that's pretty. It's very springy.
Mm-hmm.
Makes me think of spring.
Yep. And then in case you see all the mess around the edges.
Pardon me. Sorry about that, guys.
Over the stencil edge, which doesn't matter because I'm going to
cut that away because I'm sure I have that going on too.
When you line up, if your cardstock's bigger than the stencil and you're lining up with the stamp set, it's pretty well guaranteed that's going to happen.
Exactly.
Now I'm trying to decide, do I want to stamp it in black?
I think it would actually look really pretty stamped in black. I think it would give it more like crisp and dimension.
It's kind of got a nice soft look. So that's the more soft version.
Yeah.
And we'll try it with the detail black and
hopefully you don't hate it. Because if you hate it, I guess it's my fault.
I can't imagine hating it.
Nah.
I don't think I've ever stamped something in detail black and not liked it.
No, I always am hesitant too. And then I do it and I'm like, this looks fabulous. Why am I second guessing this?
It just depends what look you're going for.
Exactly.
Like, gold heat embossed is what you want. And yeah. There's always that moment though of, do I really want to do this?
Do I really want to do this? I know, I agree. Oh my goodness. I probably shouldn't say it, but I feel like maybe my Cocker Spaniel is coming. Oh, nope. Never mind.
You knew that's how that was going to go.
Yeah, I was like, I should not say this. I shouldn't say this. All right, I just have one final stencil left to do here. And mine is like very wintry, I think. So this is a stencil that I think you were saying does have some middles.
It's the overlap. Yep.
It's the overlap, but I am using Candy Violet, which is complementary to pink. So I think I'm just going to do all of it in Candy Violet and just call it good.
Yep. I did mine with apricot over the sparkling rose and it was just
pretty.
fine.
Yep. So I don't think I'm going to worry about doing any masking or pulling out my small brushes. I'm just going to go with it. Oh my goodness, Sadie.
Can I just say how much I love having a stamp positioner for that multi-stamping to get all of everything on there? Okay. And yes, detail black was the right way. I don't know how much that shows up online, but That made it so crisp and nice. I really love it.
I will be right back, Heather.
And go for it. And I'm doing boring things like cleaning off the detail black off of my stamp, just because detail black ink, I find it's better if I clean it off quicker instead of later. And a nice super soft toothbrush. This is, we have posted on our website. We don't have a moderator to link to it, but if you go to our facts page, we have a recipe for the homemade stamp cleaner. So if it's something you're looking for or curious about, it's pretty easy to find on there. You just scroll down. That's a good spot for lots of just answers to basic questions that we get a lot. So if there's ever something we miss on here, you can go look there and you probably have a pretty good chance. Okay. Put that back together, and I just saw someone. I don't know which one Christina Werder uses, if that's one you were asking me about. So I'm going to bow out of that answer. Okay, let me put this back over here now that we've cleaned the mat off. And then I want to die cut a frame around this. So I'm going to get set up and ready to do that. I'm going to use.
I'm back. Sorry.
Oh, there you go. You're fine.
Sorry.
I'm just cleaning my stamp and already. Okay.
All right. And I'm going to do my final stencil here in Candy Violet.
And I'm going to die cut this with the blanket stitched rectangles. And normally I have a negative one that I save. Hold on one second here.
Okay. And this, I've just got, these are just like the remaining flowers and some little tiny flowers and a couple insides. So this stencil, I don't worry too much about adding any dimension except for maybe those two bigger flowers that are on here. Yes, Lori, the Inna Alpha is back in stock. And I'm not going to be demonstrating how to use it today, but I'm actually going to use some letters from it that I already have done, already complete on my card today. So you get to see, you at least get to see them.
So,
Patricia, I'm not sure what you mean by what makes a stamp set not workable with a foil plate. You kind of have to pick either or though, because if you're doing the same image, you're either foiling or you're stamping. So maybe that's what you mean.
okay. And I think I did this last week. I'm going to do this again. Since I'm using the blanket stitch, the largest one is exactly A2 size. So it's a little hard to make sure you have it perfectly lined up. So last time I saved I kept a negative one from die cutting, and then I can line it up over that and set my die right in place. And I know it's going to line up perfectly.
Very cool.
That's a trick for those.
And I have finished mine, and this is what my stenciling looks like all done.
Oh,
the
pretty.
Blue and the pink and the purple.
I love that
turned
wintry
out fun.
color combo. Yeah. Now I can line that up in there.
Yep, we answered that earlier, but just for reference again, our glass mats are from We Are Memory Keepers. Okay, so I am going to trim my panel down with our stitched rectangles. And I'm also going to trim the middle out with the coordinating die set from the Happy Blooms frame as well. I might do it one at a time, however, just to be on the safe side.
I'm going to go die cut this off camera.
Alrighty, I guess I need a couple pieces of tape here. All right, I am just getting this lined up with the die, and I'm going to cut my panel out here in just 1 second. Oh, Patricia was asking why some sets don't have foil plates. Okay, I can actually answer that question. There are just some images that don't work out for foiling. So if the image is too delicate, if it has too much detail, it's not going to work properly for a foil plate. And we are super picky about making sure that your foil images are just as nice as your stamped images. So that's the reason why not everything has a foil plate.
Yeah. Sometimes it makes us sad too. Sometimes we're like, no, I really want one for that.
I know, right? It does make me sad sometimes. It's like, oh, that would be so pretty in a foil plate, but then we hear the reasons why, and it's like, oh, I guess that makes sense.
Oh. Are you die cutting the window out of yours too?
I am. Yep.
Me too.
Awesome. I just wanted, I don't know, for some reason I don't like to do that together.
Oh,
I
no.
like to cut out the
One at a time.
One at a time, because I would just be my luck that it would shift on me in there. All right, just takes a minute to line that guy up to make sure I'm not accidentally cutting off any flowers.
It's a super easy die to line up though, that little notches that go deep on the top and bottom make it so easy to.
And that we are not related at all, actually, but people say that all the time.
I missed that one. Crafty sisters, that's all.
Yeah, yep, exactly.
All right.
All right, I'm gonna run this through my machine real quick.
Good. I'm gonna stencil Alive Between the Holidays. See, we just cut down to one, Lori, but we couldn't totally skip the week.
No,
I mean,
we couldn't.
sometimes we do, but that would have been just too sad.
It would have been sad to just completely skip. Normally when we skip an entire week, it's because we have like a retailer event going on, or we're teaching a class somewhere else.
Or one of us is traveling, or
yeah,
like
that too.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
And I want to add some interest to the middle of mine with the skinny plaid, but I think what I'm going to do, because I want to kind of halo it in around my sentiment, I'm going to stamp my sentiments first.
Pretty.
That way I can stencil around and I'm not going to interfere there.
Look at how fun these frames are, guys. It's perfect for, you can make like shakers, fun shaker windows out of these guys. I think there's lots of fun possibilities with these.
Yes. And I went ahead and just taped, if you were wondering why I taped my frame on, I just want to plan my placement of my sentiment. So by taping it on, because then I can take it off and add the stenciling without messing that up. So
that makes sense. When I was doing that, I'm going to kind of do a boring part, and I am going to get some foam tape added onto this guy just so that it's done with.
That's what I'll be doing next.
Well, I'm kind of thinking I might do that whole edge. I might turn this into an edge to edge shaker, but just put this over top.
Would be
of
fun.
An edge to edge shaker. That might be kind of fun, and just have the little shaker bits in the background.
Actually pondered that a little bit when I was thinking about what to do today. Ended up not doing it, but I thought that would be really fun.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not sure. We'll see.
And I'm branching out and doing my sentiment. I'm going to build it in 2 colors. So I'm doing my big one in pink. I'm trying to decide how I feel about that, but branching out. It's done now. So I can always grab another card base if I hate it. So
absolutely. Sentiments are easy to redo.
Right. All right.
Okay. I think I have some smaller chunks here that I can use.
And detail black. Ooh.
Let's see, maybe right here. I think I'm getting the yes on turn it into a shaker card. So
yep.
I may have to grab some additional products here in a minute. That's not too hard. I just have to find my packaging. I have a little stash of clear packaging now that I keep nearby.
That's a good idea. Okay, and that's fun. I actually, now that I have the black secondary sentiment, I really like the pink word.
Nice.
On its own, I didn't,
Ooh, that is
but
pretty. I like it.
that works now. Now I'm happy.
Good. I'm glad.
Kind of that first moment of what did
It's like, oh, do I like this or not? I know that happens all the time.
Or is it just worth powering through?
Yep, absolutely.
It's just paper and ink.
Yes, it is.
Someone say that. That makes me a lot braver to try new things.
Okay, so there is my little frame. Okay, let me go ahead and get my little edge-to-edge shaker thing going here too. So I just have to grab a couple of supplies that I don't have near me. So just give me just 1 second.
I will start my skinny plaid stenciling as soon as I find it. There we go. So where did I put those? All right, and I'm pretty sure, now I need to double check. Oh, good. Yep. All right, so this is a slim line, which normally you wouldn't necessarily think of using on an A2 card, but because my frame is going to go around the outside edges, it's going to work just fine. And I still have do I have a little bit on here? Maybe I don't have as much on this one. I'm going to tape it in place, but I had some residual pixie spray on here before, but I don't feel like that's not on there that much. I think it's dried a little bit. I'm not going to worry about it. These are a little more helpful with pixie spray because
yes, I agree.
They wiggle a bit, but I'm just going to be really careful and tape it on there really well and see how it goes.
Right. I'm just going to trim down a little bit of clear packaging here. So this, friends, is hard to see, but you can see it a little bit when it glints in window light, is just some clear packaging from like anything. It could be from like a paper pack or embellishments, anything like that. And so I have shown how to do this, but I will show how to do it again. So you'll just want a block of cardstock. I have a pre-cut piece of cardstock to match perfectly to fit underneath that panel. And then this is just 1/8 inch score tape. And you're just going to run a section of it along each side of your cardstock panel. And then once you do that, you basically just kind of create a little envelope to tuck your shaker goodies into and then seal it up. And that is an edge to edge or an infinity shaker. Super simple.
I'm using, because I like to hold this in place with my hand, and I've learned so much that doesn't work so well when you get ink all over your hand. So I'm using my microfiber cloth to kind of lay on there and sort of protect my hand, but still hold everything in place.
That's a good tip. Okay, so when I do this, I only remove one piece of release paper at a time, and then I fold my edge over and I'll release the next one. And that is really, friends, just so you have a little bit of control over what you're doing and you don't accidentally stick something to it that you didn't really want to stick to it. If you don't make a mess of things, you probably could remove all the release paper, but I tend to make a mess of things. So and then you'll have these weird little corner pieces. And what I found the easiest thing to do is just kind of trim them down a little bit so that you don't run the risk of them poking or sticking out of your background. Lori said that she saw some clear packaging going into the trash at Christmas time and she was like, no, I can use that.
That's funny.
So then you'll notice I left one side open. That is so I can go ahead and add some, whoa, I am getting my shaker mix stuff all over the place. Give me a second to clean that up here. I went a little wild with shaker mix.
Wild
And it is starting to get dark here, friends. So hopefully my video feed doesn't get too dark, but if it's a little dark, that's the reason why. Gotta love crafting in the winter.
Absolutely.
Okay, and then I'm just going to dump some shaker goodies in. I feel like that's good enough. There, I don't know what that weird piece is. Okay, and then we'll go ahead and we will close it up. This is just kind of a generic shaker mix that I've made because I wanted to keep this fairly flat. So it's mostly just sequins, like flat sequins. Okay, so I've got that. I am super sorry about my dog, guys. She's a hot mess today. She's something.
Not a happy camper.
She's not.
All right.
All right, so then we have, how fun is that? I just think that's so fun. Pretty. And that is how easy it is to make an infinity shaker. This is my favorite way of making a shaker because it's so easy to do and it doesn't require cutting down a perfectly sized piece of acetate and trimming foam tape down to minuscule sizes to make sure that nothing's going to slip out. So this is just a really fun way to create a shaker. And then it will look really pretty underneath my sentiment. Okay, so I have one more little piece of sentiment work that I need to do. I just want to heat emboss a sentiment because I am going to add the Inna Alpha letters in the middle, spelling out the word you. And there are just some perfect sentiments in that Always Uplifting stamp set that go with that you together. So I'm going to say, you make life so much better is this sentiment I'm going to do.
Okay, and I've got my foam and I'm ready to pop this on here. I like that plaid, how that makes that pop on. It's kind of soft at the top.
Oh yeah, that's fun. I love it.
Part of me is, I already put the foam on, so I'm not gonna, but I think even turning this into a normal shaker with that sentiment in there and the plaid
for sure
would be really fun. But I think I've already gone past the point of no return with my foam on her. So don't know that I want to go back and redo that.
I'm trying to decide. I think I'm going to heat emboss the rest of that sentiment in white onto colored cardstock. I'm just trying to figure out what color.
I love how perfect the flowers on your Inna Alpha. They match.
They go really well, don't they?
Yes.
I think I'm going to choose blue. So I'm going to go ahead and grab out my little mini Misty real quick. I'm just going to put this aside and quickly get this sentiment done here. Okay. Actually, I can leave it like this.
Then
ready?
With that foam adhesive, I didn't go in the very centers there. So I'm kind of going along, I don't know if it shows, I'm kind of curling up those center flowers a little for a little extra dimension.
You're zhuzhing?
Yes, that word that I have such a hard time saying. So I say curling them up instead. My tongue gets hung up on that word. Everybody knows what I mean.
Exactly. All right, since I'm going to heat emboss this, I'm just prepping my cardstock with an anti-static tool again. And then we're just going to get this nice and stamped here. One more layer. Thank you, Lori. I appreciate that. There we go. Clean off the sentiment in a little bit. And this guy I'm going to heat emboss in white. Perfect. Yeah, that edge-to-edge shaker is perfect for using up your clear packaging. It's a great use of it. All right, it's going to get a little loud here for a second again.
And yes, the Inna Alpha, you will be foiling it in every color. It is so pretty in foil. I mean, it's beautiful stamp too. When someone says it's in stock, I didn't even look to see. Stuck in a card.
I believe it was recently restocked, but who knows how long it will stay
Yes.
in inventory.
It's hard to say.
Okay. So there. Perfect.
I'm undecided.
Get my little sentiment trimmed down here. There's that. And then I think, oh, you know what? Maybe I'll use this to trim the edges off too.
Oh, you know what? I'm gonna pause right now because I'm at Bling and we haven't picked a winner yet. I'm gonna do that. And then we'll both
You
be like
pick a winner while I'm continuing assembling, and then
perfect.
Jean, we both used the stamp and the stencil together. I heat embossed mine in gold, and Heather stamped hers in licorice first, did the ink blending, and then she stamped over top of that in detail black. So okay, we both used all of the products just a little differently from one another. All right, so I'm going to start getting my card assembled here. First things first, I need just some tape runner to go on the back of my panel here. Oh, I'm kind of right. And I'm just going to mount my shaker onto my A2 card base. I just chose a matching darker pink to match those flowers. And then of course I have my fun frame using the Happy Blooms frame.
Okay, I've got that first winner. Are you ready?
Oh yeah, yep.
All right, Deb Lowry, you are today's first $15 gift card winner. Leah will pick
Congratulations.
one more at the end. Congratulations. And the info is on the comment there I tagged you. Email Leah at pinkfreshstudio.com. Her name is just Lea, no H on the end. And give her 2 or 3 days, especially this week with holiday and end of the year and all that.
Catalog working.
Mm-hmm. Totally.
Okay. So now I'm just going to line up my floral frame here over top of that fun shaker. And then this part's always so fun. Totally shake still. All right.
Awesome.
And this is kind of where it gets a little boring because I'm just going to pop up some things with foam tape here.
I'm just tucking some
friends
on there. Little jewel trios there. Oops, I don't make a mess. And then I almost feel like this card needs, I think once I get these on there, I think I'm gonna add a little bit of gold, not gold, well, light gold maybe splatters. It just feels like it needs
pretty
something else. So I'm gonna switch it up a little since it looks like I have a minute or two while you glue stuff down. I might as well. Well.
And we still have 6 minutes before our live is technically over. So I think we're doing pretty good.
That had to be the last thing. Otherwise, I was gonna make a mess of everything else while I put the jewels down and smear those splatters. So
here we go. My little foam strips are not cooperating very well.
Yeah.
All right. Get a couple more pieces of foam tape here on these letters. Now, these are the letters from Inna Alpha. I foiled and ink blended these in a previous live, so you can always find that. I think it was just from a month or maybe a little longer so ago, but I believe it was here on YouTube. So you should be able to find it in the live replays playlist. All right, so let's go ahead and get the O on first.
I think I changed my mind. I know what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a little bit of frosty glitter around the edges.
Oh, that'll be fun.
If I can make it. Let's see if this will work.
Yeah, placing, most of the time for me, I just place, when I'm adding jewels, I just put them in like trios in areas of the card that I want to accent. All right.
I'm messy with this, but I found glossy accents is a great shine. And if I just kind of smear it with my fingers so I get a little bit of a edge around the outside, it's messy, but you know what?
That's cool.
Okay. And then real quick before it dries, I can sprinkle that glitter on. Need a piece of paper to catch all the glitter. Didn't plan ahead well enough there. But this is just Lawn Fawn chunky.
I love that glitter. I like to mix it with the Prisma glitter too.
I think I remember you doing that before. It's so pretty. Oh yes. Okay.
Okay. Might adjust this too. That's a good thing about gluing things onto clear plastic. You kind of get a little bit of time to move it around if you don't love the placement.
Okay. Now I have glitter everywhere.
You're gonna have to do lots of cleaning.
Just kind of the way it goes. That's okay. It's worth it.
All right. So there's my card.
All right. And I think we both finished about the same time, didn't we?
Look at that.
Quick. All right. And there's mine, which will look better when it all dries and all that sparkly
Oh,
glitter.
that's pretty.
Fun.
All right. So you got a glittery card. I got a shaker card, which was not in my plan. So I'm actually surprised I got done on time.
Noticing I have, yeah, there's glitter everywhere, but that's okay. I'll clean that up later.
It'll be okay.
It'll be fun.
All right.
Okay. You have one winner left to pick.
Yeah, let me do that really quickly here.
Gonna sit and sparkle again for a minute or two. Another way you could do this to add the glitter would be like a sparkly glitter glue, and kind of like I did with my finger, just like beat it around the outside and then kind of smear it so you get that soft edge. As long as you're not scared to get, you know, inky or gluey fingers, not inky fingers.
Absolutely. I don't mind. I don't mind a little glitter here and there.
To my glue stick days, being a kid, right?
Yep, exactly.
You know, it's kind of everywhere.
I am just posting the last winner.
And I can't believe on this holiday week how many people we had joining us today. So
I know, it's crazy.
My husband was like, "You're doing a live today? Is there going to be anyone there?" I was like, "Yeah,
yeah, right. You just never know."
If not, Leah and I will just have fun crafting along.
Exactly. Okay, I have announced the final winner. Congratulations to Christine. Not sure how to say your last name, and I probably will butcher it. So hopefully you see this. I think I was able to tag you. So
looks like it worked. Awesome. All right, I'm gonna switch my camera around.
Yeah. Oh, I guess I got to get the correct software up for switching my camera.
Glittery ribbon at Christmas and your husband still at. That's funny. I'm sure he's
all
thrilled
right
about that.
Well, congratulations to Debbie and Christine for winning today's $15 gift card codes. As Heather mentioned already, and I'll just mention again, to claim your prizes, just email me. And my email is leah@pinkfreshstudio.com. There's no H on the end of my name. And yay, Christine did see the message, so perfect.
Oh, good. Awesome.
And thanks so guys so much for joining us this holiday, in between holiday weekend. Yeah. Sorry, my dogs my one dog was so crazy, is what it is.
Totally. Can't do it. All right. So we should be back to normal schedule next week. I don't remember which one of us is first.
No idea. We'll figure it out.
One of us.
Oh, Christine, you emailed me, and that is leah@pinkfreshstudio.com. And my name is spelled Lea.
Yes, yes. All right.
All right, friends. Well, we'll hope you have a happy new year. We will see you in 2022.
Yes.
And have a great weekend when we get to it. I guess it's only Tuesday, but
I know it feels like it's closer to the weekend, but it's a long weekend, so it counts.
And then, well, fingers crossed it all works out. We should have a really exciting craft hour that first, not this weekend in January, of course, because it's holiday, but the first non-holiday weekend in January.
I forgot about that.
So,
yes, that'll be a super fun one. It's one that everyone's been asking for a really, really, really long time.
Absolutely. All right, friends. Well, have a great week. Have a great New Year's. Have a good weekend, and we'll see you next week.
See you soon. Bye, everybody.
Bye, everyone.